ATM. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountain.
Welcome to Atlantic Television Network Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. On today's Society Watch, there are numbers of issues starting from Lagos State. 27% of Nigerian men not biological fathers from reports. Religion, churches took 3 to 4 billion loans for revivals. That's from Ogundipe. On religion, I got jets after NHS blessing. That's from Shuttleworth. On health, nurses, midwives threaten strike after ultimatum. On insecurity, cleric says bandit sees killing as God's work. And then from aspirants set conditions for daughters' suitors. These are the issues we'll be looking at today. I will introduce my guests to you when we return from the short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And remember, you can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. And joining me in this conversation this afternoon is a lecturer, Information Management Technology, Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. I'm talking about Dr. Weke Emmanuel Onyeka. Good to have you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Amazing look.
Thank you.
Looking so smart.
Thank you.
All right, are you ready for us today for this amazing stories?
Very, very ready.
All right. And the first one for today is from Lagos State Smart DNA. A leading DNA test center in Lagos released its 2024 report on DNA testing trends in Nigeria, covering July 2023. The report reveals several significant findings, highlighting societal changes, economic factors, and shifting family structures. Paternity uncertainty, 27% of paternity tests conducted came back negative, showing that more than 1 in 4 men tested are not the biological fathers of the children in question. Immigration testing siege. There has been a notable increase in DNA tests for immigration purposes, reflecting the growing JAPA trend where more Nigerians seeking opportunities abroad. Regional dominance, Lagos accounted for 73.1% of all DNA tests, with a divide land 67.5% and island 32.5%. This highlights economic disparities within Lagos and across Nigeria. Ethnic breakdown, the Yoruba ethnic groups accounted for 35% of tests, followed by Igbo 30.3%. child testing preference, most states were conducted on children aged 0 to 5. Dr. Wike, well, this is coming from Lagos State, and the report shows that about 72% of fathers are not the biological fathers of their children. And they've actually broken it down where the regions where they actually carried out the test. But I mean, out of 100%, 72 are not actually the biological father of their children. I know that there is a particular place in I think that's Bayelsa, where they said that the one who knows the true identity of the child is the mother, because you can actually identify who the father is. So if I say you are the father of my children, that crowns it all.
She can? She can?
Yes.
How? Now, the truth, let me come in quickly. The truth of the matter is that when one is getting married, the point is we don't tell ourselves the truth. Maybe because we are highly religious people. Now, if you are dating a lady, yeah, and you discover that the lady cannot stay with one man for, let us say, 3 months. She has dates now, like she has Femi is her boyfriend, Ola is her boyfriend, right? Maybe you have shown more interest. The man now shows more interest. And then you want to assume ownership. She will allow you assume ownership. Hello? Yes, nah. Wait first. So she will allow you assume ownership. All right? She knows why she's dating Femi and Ola, why you are still there. So, and probably because you have shown more commitment than these other persons. And she knows why she might probably have more emotions for the other two. Are you get what I'm saying? Why still keeping you? And maybe she is prospecting you as maybe a marriage factor. And you know what marriage means for us here in Africa. So she might prospect you. And eventually, if you get married, remember, she will not come to tell you that only 2 of you are having it. Do you understand? So a woman that has never dated one man will not do so even in marriage. So let's not deceive ourselves. If you marry a wife that has never been, what do you call it, faithful to a boyfriend, it will be very difficult for you to begin to learn that left hand in old age. A lot of women will contest this. But it's a moral burden, which will be very difficult for anybody to even disagree with them. But what I'm assuring you is that why we have paternity crisis, is it because you just look at a man and then the baby looks like the man automatically? And where's the gene of the man?
I don't understand.
It's through sexual intercourse.
But with the explanation you just gave, it showed that is something that we should call past tense, because it's boyfriend and girlfriend.
No, I don't know what you mean by boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm telling you, in the marriage.
In the marriage?
Yeah, it happens.
You mean that women
as we speak now, more than 40 persons are committing adultery.
Like,
within this vicinity.
A woman will be in her husband's house and still have a face outside. Is that what you're trying to say?
What a new thing do you want to hear from me? Like, as if you don't know these things. It happens. You just heard it. This is scientific proof. It's not just from the air. It's not a moral story. It's not a moonlight story. This is empirically proven. Do you understand? This is science here. And that is to tell you that it's happening. Are you get what I'm saying? And I'm telling you the reason for it. So, going back to men, consolation, because they will need to hear consolation from me. The thing is that let's hope that you two, in all of these percentages, you have one. Whether with your wife or with somebody else, let it be that you have a percentage. Don't allow yourself to be one.
And what do you mean?
No, hold on.
That you should have children outside too?
No, if a man, like I talked only about women, right? If a man cannot stay with one woman, he can't stay with one girlfriend before he got married, it will be difficult for you to do so in marriage too, as a man. Hold on. Now, if the consolation is that you are not only a father biologically, you are also a father emotionally. Blessed are those who are cheated and they are not aware of it. And now that you're aware of it, you're heartbroken, right? So the point is that if I find myself in such a situation, the children didn't commit the offense, they are innocent of it, I will still take them as my children. Provided I can be sure I have done my own somewhere else too. I will only be grieved if at the end of the day I cannot be shown to be fertile in any of the quarters I attempted. So, no. That is the consolation there, because you cannot. I heard some persons go and begin to beat the child.
So to come out plain now is at least a man should be able to have one or two outside to balance the equation.
What did I say that you are insinuating that?
No, I want to understand, because when you say if you cannot be fertilized in any of the quarters, which of the quarters are you talking about?
No, I'm assuming I'm like that. I'm just putting myself in the shoes of men or women who have not been able to stay with one factor, one man or one woman. If you can't, it will be difficult for you to do so in the marriage. And remember, this one now is the extreme point. You cannot say that somebody, it's just like Christ said now, like any of you who has not done this first should be, it didn't start today, should be the first to cast stone. And the woman went home free. Oh. Have you read that place?
I know.
Christ also modified it, right? In the Bible, where Christians, he also came again. Look at it. Have you read that place? He said that it is not only when you perform the act too, that even when you imagine it in your heart, you don't do too.
Okay, so now
you can also be unfaithful emotionally in marriage.
Now we are
difficult nuts to crack.
We are on national TV, and I would like you to be very clear, precise, and now that it has shown that about 72% of men are not the biological fathers of their children because of due to the report. Now, for those that are aware, of course, they don't have to go and start beating their children because it's not their fault. So what advice will you give to them as a man?
Take the child as yours. Because that child has not grown at 0.5. If the child is 3 years, he has not known any other father. And that is why I also doubt if some mothers will know. Because if you have persuasive sexual partners, if you have 2, 3, you have sex with one in the morning. Do you understand? And then maybe he didn't plan for the morning sex. He had already planned to have sex in the evening with the other guy. And the woman probably is her ovulation period. So how we do, and she will definitely go because she has her plan. She has her reason for still dating the other person. And she wouldn't want to offend the person. Hello?
Hi.
Now if she goes and they have sex, how can she fathom it? She had sex in the morning and you've seen her ovulation cycle and then did again in the evening. How can she fathom who the father is?
So you don't...
Except, yes, now, except his DNA.
So you think...
She will not recall.
So you think that a woman... You think a woman doesn't know who she got pregnant for?
That's what I'm saying. If you meet one man, we can accentuate this with medical doctors. If you meet one man within your ovulation cycle, you can say for sure it's only this man I had within this period.
So what about the ones that are using protective method?
That is another case. If that you had raw sex within your cycle, are you get what I'm saying? So except you can say that within this period, this person had a protective sex while this person had it raw. At that point, you can now lay claim to the first person or the one that didn't do it.
All right.
So is this not simple?
Well,
so even mothers will have paternity identity crisis. Do you understand it? So the advice, the consolation to fathers is that please take that child as your own. Be a responsible member of the society. Because the child already assumes you are the father.
The father.
And what you are doing with the mother too would have also resulted to pregnancy. And then incidentally somebody else did it for you. So
all right, it's quite unfortunate that this report just came up. Some of them do not know and some of them are actually aware. But since it's 0 to 5, as long as you have already started the journey, you just have to be a father. Being fathers is not only when you are biological, it's not when you are the one that actually give birth to the child. As long as you are providing, you can actually take it off from there. You can father as many as you can, as many as your pocket can permit you to. No need to disown them, not need to send them away, no need to beat them up. Well, and don't also visit another region to try to be fertilized with others. Thank you. All right, and the next one, Prophet Israel Ogundipo General Ministry revealed that a Nigerian bank offered him a 1 billion naira ministry. The bank, which he did not name, noted that other large churches has received similar loans and plan to repay them through funds raised from revivals and crusades. Ogundipe also shared his personal background, highlighting his family struggles and his mother's dedication to the church despite their poverty. Well, issue about churches is really everywhere in the world right now. A lot of persons are saying that church are now preaching prosperity instead of talking about salvation, instead of talking about hard work. That is about tithes, about offering, about prosperity, and all of those. And Ogundipe said that a particular bank offered 1 billion naira to expand his church. That by the time the whole crusade and revivals, they should be able to pay back. Is crusade and revivals now for fundraise to raise fund, or is it no longer for the repentance of souls, for healings, for deliverance? Is it now about fundraising in churches? Is that what they do? And I doesn't want to mention some of the churches that have received this money. Is it that they are now using church as a means of making money, or what exactly?
The thing there is that it is obvious the man, the owner of, it's a church owner.
Yes, Genesis Global Ministry.
It is. The bank is a business entity. So for them to have paid attention to him, they've seen his asset rating. They've weighed his asset and liabilities before they advance him 1 billion. Hello?
Yeah.
Before they could give him 1 billion naira. And he has actually shown strength from his books, from his records, that he can generate, more than 100 million, monthly, for you to be able to access 1 billion naira in the bank. Whether he mentions the name of the bank or not, it's not the bank's business. They were approached for a business, right? So, but the only aspect we are looking at now is the religious, moral aspect of it.
Exactly.
Now, from the man you are calling pastor, you have so many men of God, general overseers. I don't know what will now be the work of God. If man is not general overseer, what is not the work of God? You see, that is one of the things putting us in this form. You now have turned the scriptures the other way around, where he said you should go into the world and preach the gospel, right? And then as many that repent, you should pray and baptize them in the name of the Lord and fill them up. We had this kind of asset gathering, this word capture. It's not in the contemplation of Christ, who himself had the powers even to convert water to wine. He could have also converted water to Caesar or dollar, as it were then. So, and you look, he also did so. At some point when he wanted to be a constitutional, he had to show that it's right for us to pay tax. He had to do some kind of extraordinary work. He sent his, servants to go fetch fish. Therein they got money to pay so Christ had all the powers, but he never misused it. So, but these guys are misusing it. Are you get what I'm saying? You go get, you say crusade. What if they don't? What if you don't generate that much? What if there is a natural occurrence, extraordinary occurrence, like storm, whatever, within the period? What if I have seen those things they do? They say 100 persons here, we have to give 20,000. Are you get what I'm saying? 300 persons here, we have to look. Of course, they don't look at my face. They now don't even have 300,000, 200,000, 100,000 to give. No, you do it like that and you say, come on, the Lord will bless you this year. This year you're going to do this. All manner of nonsense. Now, that is the thing is, and we are the base of our morals. We are the bottom part. Are you get what I'm saying? People don't bother about souls that are perishing. Those who have not, because we are talking about Christians here, those who have not even heard about Christ, yeah, they are competing with these other churches that are built, what do you call these churches? Big churches, right? They want to match strength with them and all of those nonsense that Christ did not ask them to go and do. Are you get what I'm saying? How many of them have come to national televisions like this to confront, like Christ did, huge generation of vipers, the Sadducees and Pharisees, who were the leaders? He said, you people that twist justice. How many of them have come up to say in national TVs and talk about what is happening in Nigeria? Are you get what I'm saying? Where people who have gone to, who don't know this, a security report, right? Have they come up to say, why are these things happening? Their leaders, what can we collaborate with you? These churches that are so rich, can we give you, we have all the expertise. Are you know what I'm saying? Why can't you people fix this? No, wait now, don't say no anything. Wait for me there. How have they not come to say, what are you doing about Nigerian misery? Which is also affecting their tithe and offerings. The Bible did not just say we should give tithe and offerings, so it spent what it should be used for. When you talk like this, you see different kinds of people coming to say they are giving you 7 days to die. 3 days to die. As if dying is a new thing, or if you even die, they will to improve their morals. He said that tithe will not be for meat, that there be meat in his house. Are you get what I'm saying? Yeah. How many times have you been hungry and go to church and come back fed? You understand? And even if somebody has problem in these churches, you go to meet them, they will refer you. You will see bureaucracy in the house of the Lord, red tapes all over the places, all over the place. You see, the people are conducting themselves in manners that are, abhorrent.
Dr.
Very toxic.
Dr. Wiki, I really want to understand this. You know, where this thing got my attention was when they say when they are organizing crusade and revivals, that what is now is the purpose of, should I ask it that, what is the purpose of crusade and revivals in church? Is it to raise funds?
No, it is to save souls.
But so why did they not capitalize on that? Because of course they know that a great crowd will gather, right? So is it that it's now for fundraising? I want to know. No, so
they will ask them to come and sow seeds.
Okay.
Yes, that if you want to marry additional wife, or maybe if you don't have one wife, for you to get one, or to buy, what are those things they tell people that they will get? Cars, lands, or go abroad. Do you understand? They will ask you to go abroad. They don't know they are also reducing their this. By the time you leave, okay, they might still be paying them from that. It's another strategy. So they will just ask them all of these questions. What is it? Sow a seed that will move the Lord. Aye. As if the Lord they talk is. Wow.
Who is that God that needs our money before blessing?
It's their own God now. So I will hear some of them do magic. You know, most of them are very fetish. It's not. It's very obvious that most of these people that are telling you people that are men of God, they are agents of devil. Even the Bible, we are all Christians now.
Yes.
The Bible says that
it's not everyone that is calling
his name and all that.
Exactly.
There was also a time that they were suspecting that Jesus had the spirit of Beelzebub. What do you call Beelzebub? That is a demon kind of thing. Meaning that they also had that kind of experience. Okay. That demons could also perform things like miracles or magic. I get what I'm saying? Okay. So you see, these guys, is from the time immemorial, they know how these things work. And they come, and it's very easy for churches to flourish in Nigeria. You know, we believe that most of our problems, even sometimes, our president works spiritual. That let's be patient, let's be prayerful. Hello? Now, they've captured that psychology into fund, into money-making venture. You see, somebody that has, graduated over the years, that didn't know what he studied in school, he didn't allow school to pass through him or her. They ask you to go pay seeds over time. And sometimes some of them get tired of paying, so they look to point to continue to sow their seed. Some they steal to sow. Some they go to do what all manner of amorous conduct to play to these people. You know, so most of these persons, biblically speaking, are criminals. Bible defines them as those who are not for him.
Okay.
That those who call his name, but their mind
is
away from him. If not, why would somebody go and talk about crusades? And then you are benching, you are matching what you're supposed to, and your payback method. Do you understand?
Okay, I'd like us to look at. I would like us to look at this next story. Now this is it. A particular pastor said that bank offered him a 1 billion naira in order to pay back when they are organizing crusade and revivals. And I'm throwing this question to you: what is the purpose of crusade and revivals? Is it for the souls, or is it to raise fund, or is it that churches are shoot in a direction that the world is now seeing that church is a money-raising organization? Are we actually following the footsteps of Christ? These are questions that really demand an answer. All right, let's look at the next story. American evangelist Jonathan Shuttleworth shared at the 24 International Ministries Flaming Fire Conference in Abuja that his life and ministry underwent a significant transformation after Dr. Paul Eniche of Dunamis International Gospel Center laid hand on him. This encounter led to him receiving a Falcon 50 aircraft and financial support, enabling him to expand his ministry, including starting a second church in Fort Worth, Texas. Shuttleworth encouraged other ministers to trust in God's promises, noting that his rapid success was a result of divine intervention. All right, so the first thing he said was that after Pastor Paul Eniche laid hands on him, his blessing came. He received the private jets and his ministry expanded. And then in his own advice to other ministers, he said they should trust in God's intervention. They should trust in God's promises. I'm seeing two things here. And I'm wondering, why didn't he say, okay, this man laid hand on me and I received this thing and this blessing came. So go to Paul Eniche to also lay hands on you, or better still, meet other men of God to lay hands on you, because with his emphasis, he didn't talk about the God's intervention. He said it was through the laying of hands that he got the private jet, his ministry expanded. So how come he's not encouraging people to trust in God's promises and God's intervention, but yet his hands that were laid on him? What do you think about it, sir?
No. You know, we are also, I'm a Christian too, but not in the hierarchy of a man of God,
okay,
or even general overseer, but I'm a Christian. I read the Bible and I listen my Bible, my pastor preach it. I know that divine intervention is possible. It happens every day.
Okay.
We also understand the position of elders, those who recognize as elders in the household of the Lord, who may pray for those who are in need of any form.
Okay.
So if this other man of God has seen the other man of God as an elder, and then, you know, he said you should pray for one another. And you can also make your requests known to one another, especially those who are higher in the ranking to the Lord. So if he finds this other man, you know, as higher or closer to the Lord, might see him as an elder and approach him for a prayer. I remember in the Bible, in the book of Daniel, there was one day Daniel was praying, and then there had to be a hanging of his answers. Do you remember that day?
Okay, we'll just go on a very short break. When we return, we'll dive back into this particular story. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. Before we went on the short break, we were looking at a story on religion where Dr. Shuttleworth said that he received a private jet and also his ministry expanded after Pastor Paul Eneche laid hands on him. And then he now encouraged other ministers to believe in God's intervention and God's promises to come through for them. And I'm wondering, if Pastor Paul Eneche laid hands on you and then you got a private jet and your ministry expanded, why not advise other ministers to also meet their men of God, or better still go to Pastor Paul Eneche to also lay hands on them? Because you cannot take paracetamol for headache and expect me to take capsule for it. I have to do the same thing, the same approach to also get what you got. And then we'll be on it before we went on a short break. So let's go back to our guest for today, Dr. Nweke. What do you think about this? Like we said, why didn't he ask other men of God to go get a laying of hands?
You know that I'm not a theologian and I'm not also a pastor. So most of these things will be approached on the social arena.
Okay.
If all at the periphery or depth of my knowledge of the scriptures, if you look at this, he has recognized Dr. Eneche as his elder, as a greater man of God. I remember in the Bible too, one Elisha had to approach Elijah to pray for him, and that he wanted a double portion of whatever powers he had, and we learned he got it. You know, so it's also possible that these things still exist. You have a need. If you needed maybe a jet, it's possible that one of his members, after the prayers, was touched to get jet and all. This is possible. I've also seen where somebody is sick. A man of God prayed and the person got well. The person was praying on his own. He never wanted to die. Then they had to call somebody that is closer to God, right? Or who has greater...
Are there people who are closer to God than others?
I told you I'm not a theologian. I'm just looking at a word, you know, to find a suiting for it. Okay. Otherwise, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Okay, they look for someone who is more prayerful.
Maybe... There's a way they pray their own prayer. I don't have that skill, you know. Okay. So now, he prayed. The guy, I saw it. He stood up and he was fine. Okay. So it's also possible that these other people can involve this man. Maybe what this man what we have been doing. He said, no. He had faith, and then he went to pray, and it's possible.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He had faith. And he knows that Pastor Dr. Paul Eneche has been doing amazing things. Miracles has happened through his ministry, right? Yeah. So why did he not say, my brother, I got a private jet here after this man laid hand on me. Follow me, let's go. Let's go here. Why did he not say, believe in God's intervention? He would have just said, because the Bible says, if your faith can be as little as mustard seed. So he would have just said, my friend, ministers, let's go to Pastor Paul.
That is the faith. That is the faith this other man of God has shown now. He had a little faith that needed enhancement by the other greater man of God.
So why did he not tell others to also go and be laid hands on?
That's why I said that they should have faith. He showed his own faith. Faith is a process now. He had faith that if he goes to meet this...
You're not understanding my question.
Okay.
I had a headache. I took paracetamol and then I am okay. And you are having a headache. I'm telling you, oh, I took paracetamol, I'm okay. But you go and take a Tributan. Do you understand?
You know,
So why can't I say, I have a headache, I took this. Come and take the same drugs with me.
No, we are saying the same thing. His own approach is that his own showing of faith is that he has to meet a man of God. You can also pray your own prayer and God will answer you in your own corner. Okay. But all of it circles around trusting God, having faith in God. He didn't say that it was Paul Eneche that caused. He said after the prayer, God intervened. He used the word divine intervention. He did not lay the glory to the Paul Eneche.
All right. And I hope you understand. you understand now. All right, and then the next one, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives has issued a 15-day ultimatum to the Federal Ministry of Health starting from August 29, 2024 The ultimatum demands that the ministry address pending issues discussed during a meeting on August 28, 2029, 2024. The ultimatum expired on September 16, 2024, and the ANNM warns that failure to comply will lead to more strange actions. The association also instructed all state councils to prepare for additional measures if their demands are not met by the deadlines. Doctors went on strike not too long, and then the federal government said to them that they are going to come back with a policy of no work, no pay. And in no time, they called off the strike and started work yesterday. And now nurses and midwives have come up with theirs. That they had a discussion. Of course, there was an agreement according to them, but if those things are not made, they are definitely going to go on strike. They are threatening strike. What do you think? Should they also come up with no work, no pay for them to do the needful, or don't you think this will have a way of affecting a lot of patients out there?
The thing is that we can only continue to, workers of all shades in Nigeria can only continue to press for a government that is not people world. You know what I mean? That appears to be aloof from the people. Let's look at it that. But what I keep asking is, every year there are budgets for education, budget for health. Where do these budgets go to? Because in every budget, personnel cost is very paramount, is very key, conspicuous. And these things keep reoccurring. People keep asking them for what they are owing them, for agreements over the years. Apart from government coming to meet these officers ought to have been prosecuted. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Whose responsibility is it to make sure these persons get what they're supposed to get? And why didn't they get it? Even if you don't get it as a whole, there can be a measuring of parts, like we disburse it in bits, installments, and you keep to it. Who are these fair Nigerians that are treating Nigerians like this? Are you know what I'm saying? The only you can ask is that this national unionism is no longer working. If there can be a collaboration with international bodies, for example, if there is a collaboration between Nigerian nurses and the USA, Germany, or any other civilized country of the world, like, please, we are your colleagues around here. Don't allow any of these persons treatment when they go until they settle our matter. Such collaboration will put them on a better form. If you continue to talk and do all of this, they will still call you. They know our level of poverty. Probably, if you're asking for 60%, they can do 3%. And that is, oh, so this month, 10,000 will enter my salary, you will be happy. Right?
Okay.
You will not go back again.
Right.
Otherwise, we will talk about a government that is not responding to the needs of the people.
All right.
Because these are critical areas you don't even, go away from. Health.
Okay,
life,
so Dr. Oweke said something. I don't know if that actually makes sense to Nigerians. Since they have been releasing a lot of budgets every year and people are still going on strike, that's the health sector, they still go on strike, still talking about agreements, and we don't know what they actually use those budgets to do. Maybe, and some individuals, some elites, they prefer to go overboard, overseas, to go for medical checkup. And then Dr. Weke said whenever they get there, they should tell them they should go back to Nigeria for treatment. Maybe with that, they will sit up. Does that make sense? Well, I don't know. It's up to you. And then the next one for today, Islamic cleric Shakir Ahmed Gumi has claimed that bandits are now adopting and killing Nigerians, believing they are serving God. His comments came after a viral video showed bandits led by Bello Tori celebrating and burning seized military MRPs. The original from 2023 recently surfaced online. In a post, Gumi said the bandits were fighting an ethnic war that could easily be resolved at the initial stage. The Islamic cleric said They warns that their authorities against intensifying their kind approach against them, but they did not listen. Initially, bandits were fighting an ethnic war that could easily be said in a post entitled Radicalizing of I warn against the danger. I warn if the kinetic approach is intensifying, they will turn into ideologically motivated growl on war. Nobody listen. The difference between the former and the latter is that ideological war is mostly interactive. BH as an example, they commit the same crimes but this time they think they are serving God blooming. All right, a cleric has just stated there that bandits are actually fighting, thinking they are serving God. And the Bible says we should not kill. I don't know what is there in the Quran. How will you take someone's life that you did not create? According to him, he said they are thinking that they are serving God. I mean, is there something very close to what he said? Because this is his opinion right now. Dr. Wiki, what do you think?
The thing is that, this type of country we run. This man to me, is a controversial factor. He keeps on coming and saying things about criminals and even claiming to be predicting them correctly. And I don't know, sometimes DSS will invite him, right? Sometimes he's released, he goes out. I don't know the mystery around this man factor, right? Otherwise, he should be working with the security agencies to provide concerning these criminals.
Since he feels he has information.
Since he feels he has information, he's even claiming to have predicted very correctly. Like he is saying that if they had, removed the kinetic approach, for any other option, he probably offered them. This matter would have not been in this form it is. Okay? So what I'm saying is that he should be invited, DSS security agency should invite this man and continue to ask him questions.
All right, and then the last story for today. This is all the way, coming all the way from Ghana. Kofi Akpola, founder and presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has stated that he will not consider any suitor for his daughter unless they can prove their commitment by impregnating her. He believes this requirement would demonstrate the suitor's seriousness and ability to care for her. For my daughter, you have to impregnate her before I give her to you for marriage. I cannot make her to go through the struggles with childbirth. So I will glue your seriousness as a man only when you impregnate my daughter. And then the Ghana web quoted Apollo as saying, fact is, I will even want her to get pregnant and give birth before she is given out to a man for marriage. He added, Apollo was said to have clarified that this is a personal philosophy and not a requirement for others. The presidential candidate aspirant for Labour Party in Ghana said he will not in any ways give his daughter out for marriage if the suitor or if the husband-to-be has not shown working. In other words, you have to impregnate her. The daughter have to be pregnant before marriage. And then someone said that it is high time they stop this no sex before marriage. That is not actually encouraging. Apollo said the daughter cannot afford to be struggling with childbirth after marriage, looking for babies. So I want to see that before she says, yes, I do. And we know that a lot of persons are against sex before marriage. Dr. Weke,
the thing is...
what do you think about his requirements?
You know that this is a very interesting episode. But the fact is that, in Ghana, the fear of women is the beginning of wisdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, women, if a woman can just take you to a police station like Chris, they won't even listen to you. The way the police will treat you, having a case with a woman, they are so unfair. when it has to do with a man-woman thing. And so you see that men go aloof, so keep their distance from women. What he didn't say there is that is it geography banned? Can a daughter come around Nigeria? So these Ghana guys, they fear their sisters so much.
Yeah.
In Ghana, you don't struggle. If you're a female, you inherit land.
Okay.
In fact, they even give the female at the Ashantis. They even give the females land before the male.
Okay.
Yeah. They are prioritized.
So do you like this?
The guys are careful.
I'm sure
that's why he say he can't say this in Nigeria.
But do you like this?
The daughter can get pregnant 10 times in a day. Yes, now let's see if she really means, if this man we really like his philosophy. Can you bring his daughter, relocate his daughter somewhere else apart from Ghana? Because I'm telling you the sex psychology in Ghana. They respect their ladies a lot. I'm not saying Nigerian men don't respect. What I mean is there is this socio-cultural thing around there. You get it? So this thing is also drawing from that aspect. You're careful not to touch a big man's what do you call it? It's daughter. But here we have seen people who have become big men for the sake of getting the big man's daughter.
Okay.
Nigerians can do that. Our guys can do that.
Okay.
So he can trust us since he is willing to give out his daughter after pregnancy. I'm sure he will also help in the wedding. And then the man can come and show, I'm now bankrupt, dad, my father-in-law, I have not got money. Could you help us? We need to take this to Texas, we need to do this. Give us money. After all, I've impregnated your daughter and I'm willing to do it again and again in my house or in your house, anywhere you want it. I'm sure this thing is coming because of where that daughter is. Yeah. I'm telling you, just go find out. The way they treat these women, you can just touch a woman, right? You're just careful. If she's coming to you and say, this is how much you will pay me, make sure that money is ready. If not, she invites police, you are in trouble. But
I'm wondering, what if, you know that anything can happen within a twinkle of an eye?
Yeah.
What if they engage in, should I call it carnal knowledge? Because now it doesn't look like carnal again here. What if this happen and then at the long run, both parties says, I don't want again? Is it that another person that comes, the daughter will have to take in again the man before?
No, don't go extra. Let's dwell only on what the man has said. He said that he wants somebody, for you to show that you are a man enough, you must impregnate the daughter. Are you get what I'm saying? And the thing is, where we are missing this is, the daughter is an adult, and we need to also hear from her.
And the daughter didn't say anything.
Are you in the same, are you aligning to your daddy's philosophy?
But of course you know that as a woman, you are fertile, right? And when the father say, anyone that wants to marry my daughter have to show working, it's not looking like that, like there is an underlying here somewhere.
Probably the daughter might not be as fertile, but how could she? How could the father know the fertility status of the daughter when the daughter is not married, when occasion has not arisen for that finding? We don't know.
What if?
Okay, maybe they had to do it before the time.
No, there are some persons that have gone through like fibroid operation, and then at the end of the day, they just realize that you can't take in again, or one thing or the other. So could it be something like that? Because yes, as long as you're a woman and then you have intercourse with a man, the results should show. So I don't know why the father is emphasizing on that.
He said it's not a requirement for others, it's personal philosophy.
No, he said it's personal, it's not for others. Of course you know that. Others is no sex, no
again,
marriage.
We cannot also rape her daughter. We can't rape a girl's daughter. The only thing is, that's why I'm asking for the girl's consent to his father's philosophy. That's when it will work. The girl might even say, I'm not going to do sex until I get married. I'm going to be a lesbian. I'm not going to touch a man. Hello, listen now.
I'm listening.
So that's why
it's like you're going somewhere very far.
No, I'm not saying she is, but I'm saying she might also have her own private philosophies.
Okay.
For her father's philosophy to augur well, her daughter's philosophy must tally with his daddy's.
Exactly.
And so if his daddy's philosophy does not agree with the daughter's, then there's going to be a glitch. Do you understand it? So we need to find out from the daughter. Let's get the daughter's handles. You know, if the Ghana guys are not able to impregnate you,
come over to Nigeria.
Your brothers in Nigeria are very fertile, you know, and that can allow that. But that's, we don't know. Does he have borderlines? Is he saying that it must be in Ghana? These are the questions we need to confirm. And if the daughter too aligns with this concept, this philosophy, I will have to get pregnant and give birth before going out. No problem. Provided the father will be a father indeed.
And the mother has not said anything either.
So, before the man, it's probably a family decision. Who knows? So if it is, the daughter should be willing.
But did they really have to come out to say it privately?
No, it's already
publicly. It's
already in the open.
That's what I'm saying. Did they really have to do that?
It's already in the open.
Is this not a trap for the daughter? Like, yes, this is a big man's daughter, right?
Yeah.
A big man's daughter. And a lot of suitors who want to, those interesting and those not interesting, they would definitely want to go after her. Is it not risks that they are putting out here?
The issue here is not the health status of those coming, not any other thing. The requirement is that your ability to impregnate my daughter qualifies you as a suitor. He's not talking about height, he's not talking about wealth, he's not talking about decency. Provided you have such fertility to impregnate my daughter, you qualify.
Why did he?
I hope he will not extend it. Let it be that any man who has the guts to confront the daughter, to ask the daughter's hand in either in friendship or marriage, and has that ability, potency to impregnate the daughter, goes on with the lady. So we expect that very soon there will be chairs in Ghana or in Nigeria, and then or any other West African country, or even beyond. Then our hopeful president's daughter will be impregnated by one of the suitors.
But Dr. Weke, what I'm saying is, why didn't the father just wait, and then when the suitor comes, they will not say, okay, these are the requirements. These are my own requirements for you to marry my daughter. Because, of course, they are definitely not going to put those things out.
If all the suitors have been coming, have not been able to impregnate the daughter. This is also another suspicion.
Okay.
You will just ask what happened. Since I've been seeing with this other guy, what is the result? He said, Daddy, he's not able to do it too. Second one came, the same story. Third one, and the guy had to go outside and say, please, if you are coming, make sure you test their potency. And that's why I'm saying that you should extend the borders,
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Weke, for coming on today's show. It was beautiful having you here. It's always nice having you.
Thanks.
All right, viewers, we thank you for joining us. And then the presidential aspirant of Liberal Party in Ghana said, if you want the daughter, if you want to marry her, if you want her hand in marriage, you have to do the needful, which is you have to impregnate her first before they can release her to you. And then Dr. Weke said, Honorable Sir, that Nigerians are also ready. If it is not, there is no boundaries, or there are no boundaries, Nigerians are ready. Maybe they can cross board.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Immaculata Irikana. You can join us on Facebook